Thank you very much, sir, for joining us. Really appreciate your time. This is Karnataka election period. I know a lot of our leaders, especially Arvind Bellad, busy campaigning for the BJP at this point. It is hard to find our panelists. It's also Eid today, so we believe that N.A. Harris was supposed to be joining us. He hasn't managed to arrive, but we're still going to start our talk on reservation with our panelists here. I am Nabila Jamal myself, our deputy editor with India Today, and thank you all of you. This debate for reservation has been on. If I could introduce our panelists yet again. Today on the India Today Roundtable Karnataka stage, we have joining us Basava Rajendra Mrutyunjay Swami. Thank you so much, sir. He's a Lingayat seer, someone who's really batted for his community, the Panchamashalis. We also have Jayaprakash Hegde, who is the chairperson of the Backward Class Commission. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us. We have Arvind Bellad, MLA, and really a man who's been really fighting hard, campaigning hard for the BJP in the state. Thank you so much, Arvind Bellad, and also from the Lingayat community joining us here today. Let me start with Mrutyunjay Swami. Sir, we know that the Panchamashalis were really fighting for separate reservation for the Panchamashalis, but it appears that the BJP now has rephrased the entire reservation debate by quashing 4% OBC reservations for the Muslim community and adding 2% to the Lingayat community. And now your reservation quota has not just the Panchamashalis, but also many other smaller castes and communities added to it. Does that take away from the Panchamashalis' right to reservation and your opportunities? Sir.
I welcome the decision of government, BJP government. We hope that 100% we will get our divisions. Which quota we will get the reservation from Backward Class Commission. The government in that situation, you give that 2% reservation, new quota. In Karnataka history, the Lingayat community, there is no enter the backward class. But still the government, they decided 2D, new category. In this way, we are all Lingayats. Our registration only Lingayat Panchamsali 2A category. But government announced the 2D new group, all subcaste Lingayats. In this way, 100% we welcome the, whatever the government decision, we welcome the decision, and we hope that in future days, in our Muslim community, they live in brotherhood in Karnataka. In this way, we request the Muslim community people, you started the competition in education. Government decided separate EWS. The Muslim community 2A, 2-1 and 2D. 3 category they join the benefit. They join and take the benefits. Government they decided category 1, category 2 Muslims community, which Muslim community the poorest and economically weak, and that community there is no touch the category. 4% completely transfer the EWS. In this way, no disturbance the Muslim community.
So you're saying Muslim community has, I mean, there shouldn't be this illusion that the Muslim community does not have reservation. They have multiple opportunities in different categories. Now it's the right for Panchamashalis and Lingayats at large. The 2% added that's been given to you, it's your due right that's now been granted.
Yes, 100%.
So there's a lot of talk by the opposition that the Lingayats never wanted it, to snatch away the rights of another community and take it for their own. It was forced down them by the BJP. What would you say to them?
But in that, so 2.5 years we started the agitation. So many people misunderstand. There is no give the benefit from BJP government. But so government is decided 2A category, 1 and 2 communities. In this way, 2A category, when the Panchamsali Lingayat involve the 2A category, 1 or 2 categories completely disturbance. In this way, 2D new group, this situation, all Lingayat community, first time we get the rights from constitutional rights, most backward. First to third B, we are also third B. It is only economical backward. The government decided we give our justice from Lingayat community economical backward to economical backward to most backward, right. Socially and educational backward. It is the first victory we get the 2D musician.
So you're saying this was due, it's finally come to you.
Come to
right. Sir Jayaprakash Hegde, you're the one who's produced or presented the survey report before the government, of which the government quickly framed this new reservation policy. But now that reservation policy has gone to the Supreme Court does not seem too happy, calls it haphazard, and said not due research was done into formulating this new reservation policy, which has now become almost a debate and a poll plank for the BJP ahead of elections.
We have given only interim report, not the entire report as such. Not even the survey report. So it is the decision of the government now.
So are you saying the government was hasty in formulating it based on an interim report?
I cannot comment on that because it's the decision of the government.
Your interim report says that Muslims are not backward classes.
I'm supposed to give the report to the government, not give it in the public, because it's their right. The government can accept it or reject it. It's for them. I leave it to them.
So in that case, then let me phrase this way. The government says that Muslims are not backward, at least from the fact that they have moved them from or cancelled the OBC reservation for Muslims of 4%, moved them to EWS quota, saying the fact that there was reservation under minority category was wrong, but the fact that Muslims are backward classes is something that the debate has settled on that, isn't it? Several reports right from the center, the state, who have declared Muslims as backward classes and who deserve reservation. The government calls that reservation itself that was done years ago by the Deve Gowda government as illegal.
Since the matter is before Supreme Court, we are also party in that. It becomes sub judice for me to give detailed report on that. But what I can say is, it is the EWS totally comes under government. Even there, it comes under center, and here it comes under state government. It is for the state government to take decisions regarding EWS. So far as the other party is concerned, I don't want to comment on that because it's before the court. I will have to give a reply to the petitioner's detailed statement. So, whatever I have given, the commission has given the report. The only one part I can make submission here, not the other part. About the report and other things, probably government will have to give the details about that. We have given only so far as the interim suggestions,
right,
rather than report.
Maybe I can ask the government of today, a few more weeks for elections. Arvind Bellad, you're the sitting MLA there. Your government had quashed reservations for Muslims, 4%, given it to the Lingayats and Vokkaligas. It appears that a lot of the communities, though, we saw the Lambanis protesting. They were not very happy. It seems like there was a lot of misinformation that was spread. Would you clarify for us what exactly did the government try to do based on an interim report? Because who you tried to please, even those communities were out on the streets protesting.
Actually, BJP government in Karnataka tried to correct the historic mistake what Congress has done. Congress had done a typical case of minority appeasement by giving a reservation to Muslims under OBC. The reservation itself per se is because of the inequalities caused due to the Varna system in amongst the Hindus. The Abrahamic religions, Islam, Christianity, Judaism, they all talk about egalitarianism. They don't believe in the differentiation amongst
basically
people.
Caste system.
Yeah, the caste system is very typical of Hindu system. So when our constitution was being accepted, there is a huge debate whether the reservation should be based on the caste or whether it should be based on the religion. So finally, the forefathers, under the leadership of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, they accepted that this should be based on the socially backwardness and educational backwardness and the inequality which is existing because of the Varna system. So this system was brought in order to correct the inequalities created by the Varna system. In spite of knowing that, Congress introduced minority, the very typical of Congress, they introduced Muslims amongst the OBCs. See, if they are economically backward, they had to be given some other benefit. So we, BJP government, created that historic blunder which Congress had done. So we removed the Muslims from the OBC and distributed it to rightfully to the Lingayats, the Vakaligas and Marathas. And the Muslims, we added them into the economically weaker section, where they actually belong. So that in that way, like we have done justice to Lingayats, justice to Vakaligas, justice to Marathas, and we have done the rightful justice to Muslims also.
If that was the case, then you could have given 4% reserved in EWS for Muslims, if that was true justice. Would you
No,
believe?
we have given 10% to them. Amongst the 10% EWS.
Wait, along with multiple other communities, so the slice is really small.
Not really much. Like if you see the in Karnataka, there are very few communities which come under EWS. There are like Vaishyas, then Brahmins and Muslims. Very few communities under in EWS. It's a bigger chunk, in fact.
You have Brahmins also in the EWS?
Yeah, of course we have Brahmins in EWS.
So it's basically economically backward. Then the debate comes down to whether Muslims are socially backward or not. So many commissions and their reports in the past, it seems like this move by the BJP government in Karnataka now has trampled upon all those reports that call Muslims socially backward. Would you refuse to accept them?
Yeah, like see, there are various commissions by Karnataka, like starting from Havnur Commission. Havnur Commission said like they categorically said Muslims are not socially backward. Then came the Venkat Swamy. Then came the Chinnappa Reddy. All these three commissions have not categorized Muslims as socially backward. So even the Mandal Commission, it very clearly says, I can even read it out for you what is said in the Mandal Commission. They proclaim, they means the Abrahamic religions, Muslim, Islam and Christianity, they proclaim absolute equality of all their co-religionists, and any social differentiation based on the caste is anathema to them. In view of this, caste cannot be the basis for identifying socially and educationally backward classes among the non-Hindu communities. This is part of the Mandal Commission report. So even same is the case in Havnur, same is the case in Chinnappa Reddy, same is the case in Venkat. So the Congress government, very typical of them, they introduced this during the Devaraj Arsu's time, though it was not part of the Havnur Commission report.
Deve Gowda, we believe, had granted it back in...
No, initially it started with Devaraj Arsu, then subsequently Deve Gowda's time and Veerappa Moili's time, things were, so many other things were added to these things.
You know, today, Mr. Jayaprakash Hegde, today the Congress and the JDS says that this is injustice as per constitution. You know, what's been done by scrapping OBCs for Muslims is injustice as part of the constitution, and if they come to power, they will ensure that reservation is given back. And they claim, almost claim that Panchamashalis, the Lingayats, the Vakaligas did not even need it. They did not want to snatch away from someone else, but it was forced upon them. Those kind of comments ahead of elections.
I would not like to answer the political questions, but what I would tell my friend Arvind Bellar is, right from Naganagowda report, again Havnur report, Justice Chinnappa, every report has said that Muslims are socially and economically backward.
Socially and economically.
Educationally backward.
Okay, so that's countering what Arvind Bellar just
being
said.
the chairman of a commission, I would not like to let down the previous commission's report.
Right, that's pretty much countering what Arvind Bellad just said. Commission reports,
I would
all
like
of
to
them
say-
say socially and economically backward.
I would like to add here, Hawnur Commission, it says, Muslims in toto cannot be considered to be socially backward in the conventional sense known to Hindu society. Their evidence before the commission is also to the same effect. They blame their representatives on the Constituent Assembly for ineffective role what they have played in uplifting the Muslims. So this is part of the Hawnur Commission report, what I am reading here. This is the part of the submission by the Karnataka government also in the Supreme Court.
Mr. Hegde, would you want to comment?
Yeah, I would like to comment on that. One part, they say there was no representation from Muslims because they are socially and educationally backward. But in Chinnapareddy Commission report, they say their condition is pathetic.
So that,
Next-
what is
next to
condition
scheduled caste and
pathetic
scheduled
means
tribe.
what?
Yeah, that's why economically weaker section facilities to them.
What does condition is pathetic mean? Does that categorize them as socially or economically backward? Both. In your view, both.
I'm defending the previous reports. Other than that, nothing more. It's for the government to take the decision.
So as per Jayaprakash Hegde, he says socially and economically backward. Multiple commissions have categorized Muslims as that, but BJP believes otherwise. And this is also your poll pitch. This time you say that injustice has been, reversed. Justice has been given.
Yeah, it is very true of BJP style of functioning. We always try to correct the injustices, the minority appeasement, the appeasement politics, what Congress has done. We have corrected that in our in Karnataka too. And the very fact that DK Shivakumar is again making claims that they are going to reverse reservation given to Lingayats and Vakaligas. I'm sure that these communities are not going to take it lying down, because it's a very big opportunity created by BJP government after a long time for Lingayats and Vakaligas. Taking away our rightful rights, I'm sure people are not going to like it, and Congress is going to face it big time in the coming elections.
You know, it's the same Congress's Rahul Gandhi who very recently on a stage in Karnataka spoke about why the BJP government is not releasing the caste census. The data is not released. How much percent each caste, so that there could be better policy when you come up with framing reservation policies, you could have a better understanding. Why do you think that's happened? Why, would you want to respond to Rahul Gandhi on the caste census and data not being released thus far?
I pity Mr. Rahul Gandhi because he needs to be more educated on all these things. Like, you know, this report has not come during BJP time. This has come during the Siddaramaiah's time. Well, he has to ask his own party leader, why did he sit on that for such a long time? He better ask him, better ask DK Shivakumar, better he himself ask himself, because he was the president of Congress then. Why didn't they release that data? Why were they sitting on it?
Is the BJP looking to release it in the days to come? 2024, it's a big battle.
See, we will see what is rightfully to be done at that time. BJP will do it at that time. We will take the decision as and when it is necessary.
We won't expect it before Karnataka elections, I'm sure.
Certainly, before Karnataka election, it may not happen because now we cannot take any decision. Whatever decision has to be taken, it will have to be post elections.
But look at it, Mr. Bellad. Again, since you're in the government and Mr. Jayaprakash Hegde wouldn't want to speak on that, I'm really asking you this question. 50% to 56%, the reservation quota has increased here in Karnataka. And now with the EWS 10%, it goes up to 66%. Your maximum itself, which you're allowed for every state, is 60%. What led to this overshoot? Was it poor judgment? The Supreme Court has noted it, and now by the time you rephrase it or reframe it, none of the communities, including the Lingayats or the Vakaligas, who ideally believe they've benefited from your new policy, will benefit from it anywhere in the near future. It takes years now for it to be implemented.
Need not be, like, it depends. I'm sure our judiciary is sensitive to the needs of the people, needs of the condition of the people in Karnataka. I'm sure they'll take a quick decision on this. So I'm sure very soon our people of Karnataka will be able to enjoy the benefits offered by the BJP government.
Okay. This just brings me down to, and all of us, I'm sure, wonder, maybe we're seated here today in an AC hall for us, we are in a position to ask questions like this. A lot of them would not agree with me here. But in the 21st century, in a day like ours, is reservation really needed at all? And I know that BJP is a party that that would want to treat everyone equally. In fact, you all have been, to a certain level, anti-reservation. So today, Karnataka's whole political scenario is surrounded by this reservation debate.
Yeah, of course, the reservation is very much required in our country. Like we are in a situation, like as you rightly mentioned, we are in a AC hall.
Yeah.
There are lakhs and lakhs of millions of people who cannot afford, who have not experienced a AC hall in their lifetime. They live in slums, they live in very, very poor areas, they live in very interior areas. Those people are not given the same opportunity as you and me are given. So those, so naturally, like a boy who has grown up in slum and whose parents are completely busy meeting their daily needs, they will not have enough time or enough exposure to give the required exposure and required push to the kid. So that boy cannot be compared with my kid or anybody else's kid who are having these kind of benefits. So till this kind of issues exist in the country, reservation is required.
But the sad part is usually or seldom you see the true affected communities benefiting from the reservation or the quota system. It's usually people generations after generations benefiting from it. Even if they're doing well, because they belong to a certain caste and community, they benefit from it. How do you stop that?
So there's one more rightful step what BJP government has taken, the internal reservation amongst SCs. So amongst the SCs, there are certain SCs who are taking the maximum benefit.
Yes.
So Karnataka, for the first time in the country probably, has taken a step where there is a reservation within reservation. The backwards amongst the social SCs are given a separate reservation. In that way, we are trying to address that issue also.
Yeah, well, that was really a masterstroke according to the BJP, but we saw the Banjaras, the Lambanis coming out in hordes to protest, many of them attacking B.S. Yadurappa's residence. It was shocking. I'd like to ask Mrutyunjay Swamiji, what would you say, sir? We saw the Banjaras, the Lambanis protesting, very unhappy with this reservation that was internal reservation within the ST. Would you have a view on that?
First time in Karnataka history, the government is decided re-engine the reservations. It is the, we told that it is the one, first time, it is the revelation for reservation. Because when the Lingayat community we started the agitation, that time government completely, in which community agitation for reservation, completely they decided SC/ST and Lingayat, Vakkaliga. So many community, they hope that they welcome the reservation. Lambani and Bovi community, some misunderstand that reservation. In this way, we request the government, you convince that community, Banjara and Bovi, another communities. In this way, we thought that once the government, we convince the all SC and SC community in internal reservation and how to give the separate reservation, how to give the increase of reservation. And that situation is very important. The government convince the another communities.
Mr. Jayaprakash, would you be able to tell us this whole caste system and reservation, policy making itself is so complicated. You make one community happy, you're always disappointing the other.
We don't have authenticated
data
survey report. So that is required now. That's one part. And other thing is bring in creamy layer policy to all the categories. So that the family which has got the benefit of reservation should not get again and again from this policy. Maybe one other suggestion, that's my personal view, not Commission's view. Every family, the family which has not got the benefit of reservation should be given first preference.
Right.
Or category 1 and 2, last preference. I don't say they should not get, but give preference to the family which has not got the benefit of reservation at all first. So that every family will get the benefit of reservation.
Isn't this a no-brainer? Why do you think no government has come up with this
They should
setup?
think about it.
I mean, we all think about it on a
It is
regular
for the
basis.
government to answer. I cannot answer that.
We think of it on a regular basis. The families who have benefited from reservation, their next in kin should not, because they're already in a certain position. Maybe those who haven't benefited from it should be more deserving. Mr. Bellard, would that be a pitch for you if the BJP comes to power here in Karnataka?
See, any system, there are no perfect systems. Systems need continuous improvement. These kind of debates should happen. And typically, like the upper echo of these SEs and SEs, they should come forward with these suggestions. They should come forward with the steps towards this, because they are the ones who resist this kind of changes, because they have benefited, their children are benefited, they want their grandchildren also to be benefited from this system. I think we need more open discussion on this, more debate on this, and I'm sure they will also get convinced, and so I'm sure the system will go through reforms again.
Okay. Now a few political questions as we're coming towards the fag end of this. Mrutyunjay Swamiji, there is a narrative that's now been unleashed that first it was Congress that was anti-Lingayat. Now the talk is that BJP is anti-Lingayat. You're really the face of the Lingayat community. Why don't you tell us, I don't know if you can show us your allegiance to which party today, but do tell us this whole political narrative around the Lingayat community and whichever side it sways.
Lingayat community, when the Karnataka government established the after constitution, Lingayat community, we supported the first Congress in easing up the leadership. After we supported the Ramakrishna Gade, after we supported the SR Bommai, and when the Congress party, we neglected in our Lingayat community leader Rajendra Patil. That time Lingayat community supported J.H. Patil. After J.H. Patil, there is no leadership. In this way, when the disturbance in the coalition government JDS and BJP, that time we supported the leadership of Yediyurappa. Still today, I am very happy. First time the national party we discussed the choosing the Lingayat CM. It is very happy. After the election, whatever they take the decision. But debates started in Karnataka. Congress also started the Lingayat favorable comments. BJP yesterday in Yediyurappa House, they decided that our future after in future election, after election, we choose the Lingayat CM. I am also happy. Whatever the decision after election, but Congress and BJP already allotted the Lingayat CM post, Jagdish Shettar, Bommai and Yediyurappa. In this way, Congress government request the Congress party. We announce the Lingayat CM in future days.
So the Lingayats want a Lingayat CM. Vokkaligas want a Vokkaliga CM. The BJP and the Congress scrambling to please two dominant castes in Karnataka. It's very interesting. Elections are just around the corner and we're waiting to see what happens and which community eventually finds themselves on top. Right? With the Lingayat CM face, of course, the Lingayat community feels oh so powerful. And I think that's just the beauty of India and a curse. On both ends you could look at it. But Mr. Bellard, Jagdish Shettar, a strong Lingayat leader leaving your party. B.S. Yediyurappa, who's claimed to be sidelined. You have now Ishwarappa also, who stepped aside. A lot of leaders within the Lingayat community who typically supports the BJP are now away and slamming the party for ignoring them. Do you think this will hurt your primary core vote bank?
No, absolutely not, because the Lingayats know where their interest lies. If you see last 50 years history, from 1970 till today, only during 9 months period, there has been a Lingayat chief minister under Congress. That's when they announced Mr. Virendra Patil as the next Chief Minister. The whole of the Lingayat community supported Congress, and Congress got 173 seats out of 224. That is a historic highest number for Congress. Then within 9 months, the Congress government under leadership of Rajiv Gandhi removed Mr. Virendra Patil. Then Congress lost very pathetically. So barring those 9 months, there has never been a Congress Chief Minister in Congress. There has never been a Lingayat Chief Minister under Congress. So whereas BJP has made several Lingayats as chief central ministers,
So are you,
several chief ministers. So the
are
next
you
chief
announcing
minister
a Lingayat face this time? Is
no,
it
already our state president has already come on record and said that the next chief minister will be Lingayat.
Is it Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai itself?
No, our president has said next chief minister will be
Or is it
Lingayat.
you?
It can be Mr. Bommai.
Or you?
No, that is up to the High Command.
All right. I see the time's up, but I'd like to take a last question from Jaiprakash Hegde. Sir, to fix this system, which is so rotten from inside, what do you think the first step as a society that we could adopt, and of course as a government that could that could formulate?
I think the people should decide now
Yeah.
whether every community should ask for reservation. If they are forward, they should themselves come forward and say that we don't want reservation because there are people who are more backward than most backward than us. Otherwise, the decisions will be taken at political level. This will the problem will not be solved. If the people come forward and give some suggestions, I would like to the people who are sitting here, they should also give suggestions. It's not to the commission also. We would like to write a report on that.
Where do we give these suggestions? You know, there's such a disconnect between the government, policy making, and people.
There is a commission for policy making on reservation. Give it to us. We'll write.
And you'll give your interim report, and then something else is formulated?
No. So that's for the. It's my duty to write the report, and it's a government who takes the decision.
Right. All right. Mr. Bellet, now the reservation, the new policy is now with the Supreme Court. They're viewing it. They've asked you to recheck it and then come back with a better formula, saying that this was not done right. A quick word as I wrap here on what would you like to say? Are you coming back with a more rethought, planned, researched reservation quota system this time for Karnataka?
I think what Karnataka government has decided now, it is the best solution as of now. I don't think that there is any need for any relook at it.
No need for relook?
I don't think there's any need for relook at it as of now. Maybe after a couple of years it may be different, but as of now government is certainly not going to relook at it.
But Supreme Court has asked for it.
Supreme Court, we are going to convince, we are going to give much more facts and much more submission our state will do. And I'm sure Supreme government will get convinced.
Great. Love the conviction. Sir, you want to say something?
Yeah. We have not yet given the final report. When we give the final report, we would like to give more information about the reservation policy.
All right.
We'll
We got the point. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Arvind Bellar, Jaiprakash Hegde, and Mrutyunjay Swami. A big round of applause. All honest opinions, great conviction. This is what Karnataka is all about. People here and opinions, they stand strong and true to their word. Karnataka elections about 2 weeks' time, and wishing all of them best of luck. Thank you.